Hey, welcome guys. Tony Porter, Universal Baseball Association YouTube channel. Hope everybody's doing well. Remember to like and subscribe. This is Season Ticket Baseball on my channel. Yes, it is. And it's definitely a game worth trying and a game that's worth giving it a chance. Feels good. This is 1973, and after playing 1982 a few games, I really want to go back to a slower paced game with some extra pitching. But definitely try this game out. It's called Season Ticket Baseball, and you can get it at the website Season Ticket Baseball. Buy Season Ticket Baseball. You can search for that. And we're playing a 1973 game. It's going to be Steve Carlton versus Jim McAndrew of the Mets. It is New York at Philadelphia. So I try to fit all the cards straight across, and that did not work for me. These are larger cards. They're pretty darn big. Let me give you an example of what we got here. Do I have an APA card sitting around somewhere? I have something there that doesn't look like an APA card. Let's see. Do not have any APA cards nearby, that's for sure. But I have them, I just don't have them nearby. Anyway, these are pretty large cards, so they're not going to fit. I wanted to kind of fit them across, and it was not going to work for me. So this is fine. I'll have to keep the other team, the home team, up at the top and just switch them out. That takes a couple extra seconds, but hey, it is what it is. At least the nice thing about these cards is that the card is large enough to make the font large enough and to add all the information and it's really not, believe it or not, all the information here is pretty fundamental, and it's not a cluttered card. It's just that the way it's designed, it fills the actual card stock size, but in a nice way. Let's get started. Let's play now. I'm a newbie at this, so you're gonna see me going over dealing with things in maybe a somewhat of an awkward fashion. Right, so I do have to have definitely I have to have some rules nearby, and let me get a couple of things. I need the basic rules, so I know it's red, white, and blue, and I believe that there are two 10-sided dice. So that's a 10-sided die. This is a 20-sided die, so you want to make sure you use the right dice. I did drop something the other day. I don't know what I did drop, but I do need a 10-sided, let's see here. Yeah, I need a 10-sided blue. Oh, here it is. All right, so I'm ready to roll. So it's red, white, and blue. Here's the pitch, and it's a 422. That'll be off of Harrelson's card, and that's against a lefty. It's going to be a bouncer to the second baseman. I am using Digital Diamond Baseball to keep my stats and do all my other fun stuff. Keep track of everything, my standings, my stats, my lineups, my bullpen, and on and on and on. It tells me the upcoming games. Look how cool this is. All right, let's go over here so I can show you how it shows the information that it shows. So it shows the upcoming games. So I can talk about that as I play the game, or I can think about that as I play the game. Let me enlarge it just a little bit more here for you. There you go. You see that? New York at Philly. One more game after this one, and then Philly goes to Montreal. And that's how that works. On the right, I want to get rid of this thing here. Let me show you how I can get rid of that real quick, where it says postseason. So let me show you how to get rid of that. You don't need that. So you go to options, batter, pitcher stats, and pitcher lineup stats, vital statistics, all types. No, I just want my real life versus simulated. That's all I want. So that will get rid of that, and it does. And let's get back to the action. We got one down here. Thank God I'm back in 1973. Pitching. I miss pitching. 1982 has, especially with the Angels that I'm replaying using Field Day Baseball, has very little pitching. It is not fun. Everybody's ERA is like my best. I think my ace is it's got a 350. Bobby Witt, a 350 ERA. All right, so let's play some ball. So, Bud Harrelson, he's out. There's one out here. Remember to like and subscribe and to comment if there's anything that you see that I'm misplaying. Make sure you point it out to me. That will happen for sure when you start out a new game. Here's the pitch, and that's a 697. So you need one of these Veterans Stadium, and I go to 97. That's going to be a base on balls. So that's, the home team. Well, this is the away team, so we don't have to worry about that. So it is a base on balls to Felix Mian. He's on at first. Not a base stealer, only had 2 the whole season. And here's Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, back with the Mets. And that's a 603, and an 03 is going to be a hard hit ball, tailor made, right at Boa. Flips to Doyle, over to Johnson, and it's a 6-4-3 double play. And that ends the inning. So Mays grounds out into DP, and we move to the bottom of the inning, and it's going to be Larry Boa. Let's go over the lineup real quick so I can show you the features, right? I keep on showing you some of these features. Oh, where did it go? Did I lose something? I think I lost something here. Hold on a second. Excuse me. Looks like I lost one of my features. All right, we are back. Larry Boa, let's do it. Let's roll some dice. So, pretty easy game to learn. It's straightforward off the cards. So that's going to be a ground ball to third base. A possible error, it's going to be a 59 on the third baseman, Jim Fregosi. The infield for the Mets is Fregosi at third, Harrelson at short, Mian at second, and Milner at first. And he does make a lot of error, and a ground ball to Fregosi, and he boots it. So this is his 4th or his 5th error of the season. He makes a ton of errors. So Bo is on at first. Now Bo is a 10-6 guy. Again, I'm learning the game. So I got the bunt rating, steal attempts. Okay, this is good. So roll 3 dice and add them together. This roll the Steelers base. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm going to try to steal with Boa. His steal rating is a 4. And there he goes. That's a 12. That's a 16. And he is safe at second base. The throw from Dyer not in time. All right. So I'm slowly but surely learning how to steal, the basic game stealing, right? I don't get the jump or anything like that. I just don't like doing that. I really would like automatic. This game doesn't seem, and correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't seem to have an automatic base stealing where it tells you when this guy has to go or when this guy has the opportunity to go. Because sometimes I have a tendency to forget. Remember, I have to stop and I got to look at each player and say, okay, how often should he steal? So like this guy has 10 steal attempts, Cesar Tovar. So that's a little bit more than once a month. So if I play one series, am I supposed to steal with this guy? He still has 9 more series to go this month. So it's kind of tricky. I don't like that. I know in some games there's the roll. This game may have a roll and they'll tell you to steal. I just like it when it automatically tells you, hey, this is a steal attempt. Field Day Baseball does it with a shaded number. And Fall Classic does it with a little plus sign. I like to minimize. One thing I do like about this game is that it doesn't have a lot of symbols like raised numbers and so on and so forth, and symbols of all kinds. I like that fact that this game does not have that much. All right, I don't like to have to memorize all those different symbols and so on. All right, so it's Cesar Tovar with the runner at second base. Jim McAndrew. Andrew had a 4.15 batting average versus lefties, and a 2.63 versus righties. He had a 5.30 ERA, 80 innings pitched, 3-8 record, so he was not very good. 12 games started. Here's the pitch, and it's a 140, and a 140 is going to be base on balls. So that puts 2 runners on right off the bat. Cesar Tovar takes first, and here's Willie Montanez. Pitch, and that's a 5-28. That's going to be the catcher. So a 28 on the catcher, who is Duffy Dyer. Is a pass ball. So it's a pass ball, and both runners move up, and Willie Montanez has a chance. We're going to play the infield back. Here's the pitch, and that's a 357, and that's going to be a bouncer to second base. 1 run will score. Now we're going to bring in the infield here with 1 out and a runner at third base. It is Darren Johnson, number 11. He's a DH first baseman. Even though the National League did not have but I think he gets traded. He may get traded this season to the Oakland A's, not sure. A 170 and a 170 will be a little blooper, and that falls in. A little Texas leaguer, and a run scores, so it's 2-0 Phillies. And now it's Greg Luzinski. The pitch by McAndrew. It's again 29 on the catcher. This may be another pass ball, and it is 2 pass balls for Duffy Dyer. Runner moves to second base. And here's the pitch to Luzinski. And that's a 344, and a 344 will be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Big K for McAndrew for the 2nd out of the inning. And here's Del Unser. Del Unser batted .289 with 11 home runs. The pitch from McAndrew, and it's a 568. That's the shortstop 68. And it is Buddy Harrelson. A 68 will be a base hit. Diving attempt by Harrelson. And with 2 outs, I'm going to send the runner. And it's 3-0 Phillies. And now it's Bob Boone, the pitch. And that's again a 544. And this is to the second baseman, Neon. A 44 should be an out. 44 is an out. Bounce to second base. Neon flips to Harrelson, and that's the force. So the Phillies go up 3-0 here in the first against McAndrew, and that's no surprise because McAndrew just was not a good pitcher in 1973 for the Mets, but the Mets have a ton of other good pitchers, so this just happens to be, one of the guys that really lets them down. Here's Rusty Staub leads off against Steve Carlton, and that's a 691, and a 91 will be 691. A base hit. So he rips one to right center field. And here's Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones, and the replay's back 235. Here's the pitch. And that's a 5-2-4. So a 24 against Bob Boone. Let's see. Where is Booney? A 24 against Boone is a pop-up behind the plate, and it's Boone. Waits for it, and he makes the catch. So Cleon Jones fouls out with Staub at first. There's 1 out now, and here's the hammer, John Milner. It's a 698, so we're looking at a 98, and a 98 is going to be ball 4. So that puts 2 men on. Milner draws a walk. And next up is Fregosi, Jim Fregosi, who's batting .400. He's 6 for 15. Here's the pitch from Carlton. It's a 247 and a 247 against the righty. 247 is a swing and a miss, and he blows a fastball by him. So Fregosi strikes out in a big situation there early on in the game. We're in the top of the second. It's 3-0 Phils. They came up with 3 runs in the first. Duffy Dyer to the plate and the pitch, and that's a 520. So it's a 20 against the catcher, Boone. A lot of error results so far in this game. That's a 20, and that's a swing and a miss, so he frames it nicely. And that strikes out Dyer, and we go to, let me see, Rusty Staub. So I think Rusty was batting 4th after. Let's put him in there. All right, so it's Jim McAndrew here in the bottom of the second inning facing Doyle, Denny Doyle. The pitch from McAndrew, it's a 309, and that's a check swing. They check with the third base umpire. He went around. So Denny Doyle strikes out for the first out of the inning. Next up is the pitcher, and that's a 521, a 21 against Dyer. Duffy Dyer, I believe, is at the bottom here of the pack. At 21 will be a strikeout, and he frames one right back at you. And here's Larry Boa. Larry Boa with 2 outs. The pitch from McAndrew, a 341 and a 41 will be a bouncer to short. Harrelson takes care of it. Now retires the side to go to the top of the third. Steve Carlton on the mound, facing the Mets pitcher. And that is a 4. And a 4 will be the I rating. His I rating is a 7. So a 7. So it's a 405. And that's going to be a base on balls. So he has a good eye and he walks. And here's Buddy Harrelson. Early in the game, so Buddy Harrelson is a 5 bunter. Let me see, a 5 bunter. So I gotta throw 3 dice, and then the bunt, it's gonna be a 13, 14, a 19, and that's gonna be a good bunt to the third baseman. SH5, and that puts a runner in scoring position for Felix Millan. Carlton looks over at second base, gets the sign from Boone, sets and deals, and it's a 43 on the ballpark card. A 43 is a ground ball at second base. Runner will move up. And here's the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. The pitch by Carlton. It's a 14, and a 14 will be a bouncer. Nope, it's a swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that retires the side. So Willie Mays goes down swinging. And here comes Jim McAndrew versus Cesar Tovar in the bottom of the third. A 159. How am I doing so far learning this game? Decent. 159 is a wild pitch, so that's, I guess, it's a foul ball. Try it again. It's an 88. And an 88 is a 98. And 98 is a base on balls. This is the home team. So Tovar walks. Next up is Willie Montanez. Let me see if they have a hit and run number. Don't know how to do that yet. Hit and run number. I gotta look that up. Here's a pitch. And that is a 311, and a 311 will be a strikeout. Gets him looking. 1 down. Next up is Darren Johnson, the pitch, and it's a 258, which will be a pop-up. Oh, he's a righty, so it's going to be a grounder to short. Runner will advance. In the hole, long throw in time. And Tovar is at second base with 2 out. And here's Greg Luzinski. A 433. And a 33 will be against a righty, will be a strikeout. And that ends the inning. So that was the splits helping the Mets out. Go to the top of the 4th inning. All right. It is Rusty Staub leads off. New York plays 1 more game in Philadelphia. And then the Phillies go to Montreal. Upcoming games for Phillies. That shows you that. All right. Early in the season, the Mets record is 3-2. The Phillies record is 2-3. Here's the pitch from Carlton. It's a 261 and a 61 against a lefty. 61 against a lefty is a fly ball. Right center field. Montanez tracks it down for out number 1. Cleon Jones, 42, and a 42 will be a bouncer to second base. Easy play for Doyle and John Milner. The hammer. The pitch, and that's a 44, so against the second baseman, Doyle. Let's see. 44 will be a bounce to the second. Easy play. That retires the side. 1-2-3 inning for Carlton. Steve Carlton, 3.90 ERA, a 20-game loser with 18 complete games and 40 starts in 1973. So they did not have a good season. The Phillies did not have a good season. Del Unser against Jim McAndrew. The pitch, and that's a 131, and 31 will be a line out, ripped and caught by Milner. So hit on the screws, but right at the first baseman, John Milner. Next is Bob Boone with a 469, a 69 against a righty will be a ground ball up the middle, base hit. So Boone is at first. Denny Doyle is next. 1 out. Pitch from McAndrew. A 35 against the first baseman. So we got to look at Milner at 35. Will be a 3U or a unassisted ground ball 3. Runner will advance on this. Puts him into scoring position. And here comes Steve Carlton. Pitch by McAndrew. It is a 2, so it will be a 254 and a 54. Interesting. All right, so this is something that I've run into a couple of times. So a 54 takes me into he is a lefty hitter. So it's going to be a 594. So a 94 would be against a right fielder. So it's a drive to right, and Rusty Staub on a 94 will make a nice running catch, and that ends the inning. Hope I played that right. I believe I did. I don't know where Del Unser goes. Anyway, we're not going to worry about that right now. We'll put him in place when it's a fly ball right field. On the run is Staub, and Staub tracks it down. We go to top of the 5th. Jim Fregosi against Steve Carlton. And the pitch, 64-63, and that'll be against a lefty, will be a fly ball center field. Backing up a couple steps is Unser. Unser squeezes it for out number 1, so Fregosi flies out, and here comes Duffy Dyer with a 287, and 87 will be against a righty, will be a deep left field. So deep left field, we will roll again and add his power. His power is 0, so it will be a 14, and a 14 is a deep fly ball to the track, but Luzinski's there to haul it in. And here's the pitcher, McAndrew, a 646. So that's going to be a 46, and that will be a bounce to the third. Tovar fires the first in time to retire the side. All right, so both my pitcher, let's see. Carlton can go 6. McAndrew already reached his stamina at 4, so I'm not sure. I can't keep track of that. It's just... So basically what I'm going to do is let him go 6 and pull him. He's not pitching poorly. So let him go at least the 5th. I can start tracking it now if he lands on any 6s. I think I've landed on 6s, but I can't remember. It's a 46, the second baseman, Mian. So a ground ball to the second baseman, Mian. And will Mian handle a 46? No, it's by him into right field. So base hit. Base hit for Larry Boa. Stole a base already. He only had 16, so that's about 2 attempts a month. So we're not going to do another one. Here's Cesar Tovar, the pitch, and it's a 26, and that's going to be against the catcher, Dyer, and a 26 will be ball 4. All right, so that puts runners on first and second, nobody out, and I got to think here a second. Yeah, because McAndrew is struggling, and he is going to struggle. So what we can do here is look for somebody, excuse me, I got a guy named, okay, I got a couple of tired guys already. McGraw is okay. Harry Parker's available. Oh, he's starting next game, so I don't want to use him. Let's see. Ray Sadecki, spot long. He is not starting, so I can use Sadecki. I can also use George Stone, who isn't starting. So I got two guys I can use. Let's go to Stone. The Stoner. So we will call on George Stone for some innings. Let's see what happens. Like, as you can see, I go by who's available versus who's my best guy, right? I'm not going to just pitch my best guy the whole game so the Mets can win it, but I go who's available, who hasn't pitched lately, and keep everybody fresh. That's kind of my approach. It's never about winning. It's just about competing and playing the games. Willie Montanez, number 27. He's ready to roll. And that's a 48. That's going to be by me on again, I believe. That's pretty high. And it is 48 is a ground ball and past the diving me on. And with nobody out, I will hold the runner. So the bases are loaded. And here is Darren Johnson. And the pitch, it's a 261 and a 61 against a righty. A 61 is a deep center field. Deep center field, we're going to use his power number, a 7. A 7 and an 8, that's a 15 center field, and that's a fly ball. That's going to be a sac fly. Fly ball center field, runner on third scores. Everybody else will hold up. Oh, if there's a runner on second base, what did I say, 15? His power was a 7, and it was an 8, so that's a 15. Yeah, I could tag up, but I'm not going to tag up because I'm new to the game, and I don't want to kill myself here. So Stone is facing Greg Luzinski with 1 out, and it's a score of 4-0 Phillies. Here's the pitch, and that's a 87 becomes a 97. So a 97 is a ball 4. So that's going to load the bases. And that's a 6. He hasn't gone 1 yet. He can go 3, actually. So he's got good relief stamina. Here's Del Unser, a lefty. Lefty on lefty. Infield is back at this point, just trying for the double play. 480. And an 80 will be versus lefty. Versus a lefty is a fly ball with 2 plus marks. I don't know what that means, but I will look it up quickly. So 2 plus deep fly, runner on second and third, tag up. All right. So that's what we're going to do, a fly out center field. All right, that's what I said it was. An 80. Yep. So it's a fly ball center field. Runner on third scores. Runner on second is safe. So Del Unser picks up an RBI and the score is 5-0 Phillies. Here's Bob Boone. Bob Boone today is 1 for 2. The pitch. And it's a 102, which is a 302. And a 302 is a swing and a miss. Strikes him out. And that ends the inning. So Boone strikes out. But the Phils pick up a couple. They lead at 5-0, and we go to the top of the 6th inning. Carlton versus Harrelson. We're playing season ticket baseball. Join the Facebook group, Season Ticket Baseball. It's a 72, so against the lefty Luzinski. The left fielder Luzinski. Let's see what happens with the 72. I think he catches that. Nice running catch by Luzinski in left. Little looping liner. But Luzinski gets there. Read it well right off the bat. So that's 1 away. Next up is Felix Millan with a 131, which is a 331. And a 331 will be a ground ball up the middle. Boa gets there, spins, throws the first in time. So 2 nice plays by the Phillies defense. And here's the Say Hey Kid, 369. And a 69 will be a bouncer to Tovar, who scoops it, fires the first in time. And that was a quick inning for Carlton. Carlton now is at 6, so that was his 6th inning. So he will become. I would have to start tracking fatigue, which is something I just don't like to do. Let's see, Doyle, but I just maybe have to get used to it. Here's Doyle, 298, and a 98 will be against a lefty. Doyle will be a deep right field. He's got one power to left. He's a lefty, so it's going to be, what did I say? Yeah, right field. Okay, so he's got a 1 power, so it's going to be an 8, a 9, and that's line base hit. So a base hit for Denny Doyle here with nobody out. Next up is the pitcher, and the pitcher bunt rating. Let's see. Oh, he does have a bunt rating. Okay, so that's a 5. A 5 and a 13 is an 18. And an 18 will be a good sacrifice bunt. And that will be to the pitcher. So SH1. And that brings up the top of the order, Larry Boa. Stone, the pitch. Stone's running out of gas. It's a 441. 41 will be, 41 versus a switch hitter. So he's batting from the right side, so it's an 80. It's an 81. That'll be a ball that's a drive to center field. On the run is Mays, and Mays comes up with it. F8, nice running catch by the Say Hey Kid. Flashing the leather a little bit out there. Here's Cesar Tovar with 2 out, and George Stone is almost done. And that's an 81, which is a drive to left center field. On the run is Mays, and Mays with a spectacular catch. So 2 back-to-back catches, beautiful catches by Willie Mays, an 81. Let's see. Yep, he does make the catch. And that retires the side. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Scores 5-0. So Carlton has a 1-hitter going. All right, so top of the 7th, and it is Rusty Staub. Lefty on lefty, Carlton versus Staub. 5-0 Phillies. So Carlton's got a 1-hitter going here. He winds and deals. It's a 74 against the left fielder, Luzinski. And what is that going to be? So it's a drive to left, and Luzinski is after it, and he makes a running catch. Greg Luzinski shows up with the defense. You wouldn't expect that. Wasn't known for his defense from what I remember. So Staub goes oppo, but right into the glove of the left fielder, Greg Luzinski. And here is Cleon Jones, the pitch from Carlton. Again, a 5. It's a 23. It's the catcher Boone. And a 23 to Boone will be what? Oh, man. Did I leave it on the... Oh, there it is. A 23 will be a pop-up, foul territory. And Boone waits for it, makes the catch. 2 down. Next up is John the Hammer Milner. And again a 5, and that's an 89. This is the center fielder. So a drive to center, to right center field. Del Unser is after it. Will he catch up to it with an 89? And he will not. It drops in for a base hit cutoff quickly by Unser. And Milner's on with a single, a 2-out single. Only the second hit of the game for the 1973 Mets, who went on to play in the World Series against the Oakland A's. Mets have an outstanding pitching staff with Kuzman, Matlack, and Seaver. Today it just happens to be, even George Stone had a good season. It just happens to be McAndrew, who was their only really poor pitcher. He's like their 5th starter. Here's Jim Fregosi with a runner on first. The pitch from Carlton. And it's going to be a 3-12 and a 3-12, a swing and a miss. And he goes down swinging. And that ends the inning. So Carlton reaches back for a little extra and pumps a fastball past Fregosi. So it is. It's going to be a new pitcher. It's going to be Tug McGraw on the mound for the Metsies. Tug McGraw's coming in. You gotta believe, right? And Tug McGraw, where is he? There he is. He will bat. You know what? He will bat 7th, and then we'll bring in a third baseman. Third baseman to bat 9th. Let's see, bench. Third baseman to bat 9th. And who will it be? It will be Ted Martinez will be batting 9th. You got all the players with this game, which is something that is a must for me, right? Not a must for a lot of guys, and I respect that. You don't need guys that have 3 at-bats, right? But I like to have everybody. I just like it. I like to see those guys with 1 hit and 4 at-bats, and they get a big single and they win the game. All right, so we're looking for Ted Martinez here in the batch of cards. Now, I know some guys like to separate their cards into their roster, right? They're very meticulous. I am not that way at all. I just kind of deal with it as it comes. So Ted Martinez will be batting 9th. All right, and McGraw will be batting 7th, so he won't see. So third baseman will be Ted Martinez, and we pop him into third base, and he's ready to roll. All right, it's McGraw versus Willie Montanez. How's Montanez doing today? All right, let's see. Montanez, 1 for 3 today with an RBI. Here's a pitch from McGraw, winds and deals. And that is a 321, and a 321 will be a strikeout. Curveball gets Montanez. 1 down. Next is Darren Johnson. And a 145, and that'll be a 345, and a 345 ends up being a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Tug McGraw. And here's Greg Luzinski with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning stretch. A 170, and a 170 will be ball 4. So show some patience and takes the free pass. Luzinski is on at first. Del Unser now, lefty. You know what? We could pinch hit for Del Unser. It's kind of defensive. He's pretty good defensively, so we're going to just let him back. Here's the pitch from McGraw. 376, and a 76 will be a high fly left center field. Jones under it in his glove, and that is the 3rd out. I'm doing it this way because I can't. These cards are so large I can't fit them all on the table and in view at the same time. So I just kind of doing it this way, which is fine. I like big cards because I can see them better. I can see all the numbers. The font is a good size. This I can't see. I'll show you what I can't see. This I can't. This is really. I have to use that. That's really hard for me to see sometimes, especially late at night. I can see it right now. I'm not my eyesight for some reason not too tired right now. It's still 9:30, but if I come back here at 11:30, this all becomes a blur. So this is much larger, much easier for me to read. All right, so it's gonna be Duffy Dyer leading off against Steve Carlton here in the top of the 8th inning. We're pushing Carlton. Carlton only's got 25 batters faced. Now, this game does not come with batters faced. It does it a little bit differently. So I'm not worried about what season ticket does. I'm just going to use my helper to help me with the and it's got 88 out of 119. I'm not sure how they calculate that. I guess it's pitches. He's allowed 119 pitches. He's got 88. So we'll see if he can go a complete game. I'm not sure. It depends how he does, right? All right, here's Duffy Dyer with a 313, and that'll be a strikeout. So he checks his swing. They check with the first base umpire, and he rings him up. So Dyer is fooled, and he strikes out. Here is Ted Martinez, the pitch from Carlton. It's a 179, which will be a wild pitch. So I guess I'm not sure what to do on that wild pitch. Gotta look at that. We'll roll again, and it's a 282, and a 282 will be he is a righty, so it's going to be to left field. Left field with his power is 0. Left field, it's a 12 to left field, and that is a drive down the line. Fair ball into the corner. Luzinski plays the carom. Into second base ahead of the throw is Ted Martinez. So Martinez drives one, picks up a double here with 1 out. That's the third hit of the Mets. And here's Buddy Harrelson. Harrelson today's 0 for 2. The pitch, and that's a 289. And the 289 he's a switch hitter. So it's to left field again, and he's got no power. So again, it's going to be an 11, and that's going to be a fly ball left field. And Luzinski, under it, squeezes it for the out. Martinez, what was that again? It was an 11. Martinez is going to hold. And here's Felix Mian. Mian 3 for 22, batting 136. Here's the pitch by Carlton. It's a 277, and that'll be he's a righty. So it's going to be left field. He's got no power. And it's an 11, and that'll be lifted to left. And over Luzinski again. Under it, and that retires the side. So Carlton goes 8, allows 3 hits so far. We're going to push him to see if he'll complete the game, which would be nice. Tug McGraw against Bob Boone, going for his second inning. Here's Bob Boone leading off. Bottom of the 8th, playing season ticket baseball, and it's coming along very, very smoothly. If you see me play the first game and now these follow-up games, you'll see the big difference. And that's a 389, and that is a line drive base hit to center. So he rips one, a rope to center field, played on a hop by the center fielder Mays. And Boone is on at first. Here's Doyle. And that's a 0-0, but they're at home, so it's a 10, and that's a strikeout. So Doyle swings and misses. And a high fastball. And next is Carlton. Carlton will swing away. And that's a 35. And a 35 is a 45. And a 45 is a ground ball second base. Mian flips to Harrelson. That's the force. 4-6 for the second out. Next up is Larry Boa. Larry Boa is 1 for 4 today. The pitch. And it's a 434, and a 34 will be, he is a lefty. It's going to be a bouncer to second base. Mian, he flips to Harrelson again. 4-6 for the force, and that ends the inning. So last licks for the Mets. Carlton is dominant today. So 2 good innings for Tug McGraw. And it will be Carlton versus Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid. The pitch from Carlton, and that's an 0-6. An 0-6 is a swing and a miss, and he strikes out. Next up is Rusty Stop. The pitch, it's a 498, and 98 is going to be a strike 3 looking on Staub. And that's 2 outs, so the Mets are down to their last out here. Carlton is 1 out away from a complete game 3-hit shutout. Holy smokes. Here is Cleon Jones, who's 0 for 3 today. He popped up in the second, grounded out in the fourth, and then popped up again in the seventh to the catcher 2 times. A 240, we'll make that a 248, and a 48 will be a swing and a miss, and the curveball gets him, and the ball game is over. The Mets lose it by a score of 5-0. Carlton, spectacular. 5 runs for the Phillies, 7 hits and no errors. The Mets with no runs, 3 hits and 1 error. And Steve Carlton dominates in this game. So that was a blast. Season ticket's super easy to play. Now, I wish it would have been a little bit more of a competitive game, of course. But I think the Mets have one more game in Philly. I'm going to quickly do a fast play here. I'm going to quickly do a fast play of all the other games in the day, just making sure there's no doubleheader here against the Phillies. I don't want to miss out on that. No doubleheader. Sometimes I go back and replay the doubleheader. If I didn't really look carefully on the screen and there was a doubleheader and I just kind of automatically played it, I can always go back and adjust it and unplay it and undo the game and then replay it by hand. So you never have to fear that you can't get to it. Now, there are other systems that you can't get. Once the game is over, it's over. You can't get back in. This game gives you the opportunity to, you have to save it. That's the good thing I like about this, right? When the game ends, you still have to go and save it, all right? And that gives you the opportunity to look it over and say, oh, okay, I screwed up here. I didn't add this player or that player, and so on and so forth. So the next day, let's see what's the next day. So the next day, it's going to be Parker. Harry Parker will face Jim Lombard. So we're going to grab Parker here. Right, we're going to grab Parker. Harry Parker's there. And then it's going to be Jim Lombard. And no, these are, here are the pictures, I believe. You got all the players, which are nice. Now, I print in cotton on 90-pound paper. I feel it cuts much easier, and I use one of these cheap cutters, which is fantastic. I've had this for about 10 years now. I actually have a video on how to use it. And I eyeball them, and it's pretty close. I mean, it's not perfect, but I don't need perfection, right? But that's going to be it. The Mets had 3 pitchers in that game. And they will go there. So that's going to be it. So I'm going to start setting up my next game. Let me just go over, let's see. The Mets are going to be 3-3, and the Phillies are 3-3. Let's go over the box score. The winning pitcher, of course, is Carlton. And the losing pitcher will be McAndrew. McAndrew gave, in 4 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, 3 walks. Struck out 5, gave up 4 hits. Stone came in a couple innings and gave up 2 hits and a walk. And then McGraw came in 2 innings and he gave up a single and a walk. But Carlton was the story. 9 innings pitched, 3 hits. He's 2-1 now. 9 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. So hopefully I do a little bit better against Jim Lombard. And we'll see what happens in the next game. So thanks for watching. Remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group and like and subscribe and give me any tips or comments that you might have. I know there have been guys that have been playing season ticket for 4 or 5 years now. Now, believe it or not, I was one of the first people on board. Yes, I printed out. I had an Office Depot in my neighborhood, and I took the rules and I took them down there to have them laminated and so on and so forth. And then I got home and I was, involved in getting ready to start playing, and all of a sudden the rules started changing, and I said, oh boy. And then I got sidetracked with a lot of other projects, and this was during COVID or a little bit before COVID. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is your host, Tony Porter, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Let's see. This is frozen on me, this picture right here, because that has my old t-shirt. It doesn't have my new t-shirt. Why is that? Let's see. Let's rename, copy, transform, order, hide, and mixer. I don't know. So that's a 2. Let's see if we can get a. We don't want that one. Window. Let's do another window. No. Oh, I know what I gotta do. I'm doing the wrong ones. Hold on a second. Just want to see video capture. That's what I need. I need a video capture. There I am. But that's my old picture. Get out of there. Let's cancel that. Let's get the new one. So let's do a new video. Let's see if I get advice. That's an old one. Is my camera not working? What's going on with that? I mean, I know you guys couldn't care. Oh, there I am. Look at that. I popped in there for some reason. Now I got my new T-shirt on. All right, guys. Take care. Have a great night. I will talk to you guys soon.